Monster Hunter World is coming out on January the 26th on various platforms. Isn't that right, Jake and Liam?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Who agree with me? Mike.
Because you're right. Mike Williams.
So it's coming out soon. And it's been in beta a couple of times just before Christmas.
Literally a couple.
Twice, yeah.
Twice we played it. The beta maybe isn't 100% of an accurate representation of what the game actually is going to be when it comes out. And if, Monster Hunter isn't really a console game as such, or it hasn't been for many years. So it's, a lot of people would come into that, and if they tried the beta, maybe they just still got some questions over the game, and there's certain things about how much time you're allowed to do things, for example, and how certain mechanics work that it wasn't really explored in the beta. So what this video's aim, I guess, is to just clear that up a little bit.
Yeah, if we're one of your sources of gamer news and you were interested in the Monster Hunter beta, but you've got a couple of questions, hopefully in this video we can clear some of these things.
Questions like, why are you guys so excited about this game, and why do you keep bringing it up? Well, let's try and explain that.
It's just big monsters, isn't it? You can just clack them, kill them to death.
Kill them to death?
Not just kill them to half death, kill them to death. Now, there's loads of reasons why Monster Hunter.
Can you fate worse than death them?
Well, yeah. I mean, you can wear them.
Yes. So I'm glad Liam's in this video, because I was going to have to paraphrase him earlier, and I would have made him sound a lot more like Ed Gein. And actually, no, I think he did that himself.
I'm not even a monster.
That was overly sinister. Yeah. I do admit.
Liam said to me the other day about it.
Yeah. What's worse than killing a monster, skinning it and wearing it, and then using its bones as weapons
to kill its friends?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's pretty grim on the concept.
Also, sadly for them, pretty satisfying. One of the things that the beta didn't show off is the fact that when you kill a monster, the mission was over, right?
Yeah.
But one of the greatest joys of like Liam saying, of killing a monster is flaying it and then taking its bones and stuff and making weapons out of it, right? That's one of the best things in the game.
This is a different tone to what I was imagining. When we
Me and Liam have talked about this before, because what it is the game revolves heavily around character progression, and you progress mostly through your equipment. So rather than some games have got like,
I would say entirely, isn't it?
And there's no you don't level up stats or anything.
Yeah,
it's
every
all
character is created
based.
equal, right? And then it's the kit that changes your role.
George Orwell. Yeah, that's exactly it. So you progress through that, and
I was wagging my finger in the air. I was saying that.
Quite poignant, really. No, there's a lot to be learnt through different playstyles and finding a weapon that you like, and then leveling it up through killing and killing and killing again, and
killing and skinning.
Yeah, exactly. Farming monsters and stuff like that. You didn't really get a sense of that at all in the beta, because it just gave you a set of weapons, loads of equipment, and then it was like, kill a monster, the mission's over, the quest's over, done.
That's like one of the. I was surprised that was missing from the beta, to be honest, because the crafting and the material gathering is one of the major gameplay elements of Monster.
Apart from killing a monster, that's the second biggest part of the game.
Well, it's 50% of the loop. You kill to improve, to harvest and improve, and the harvest and improve just wasn't there in the beta. So that's maybe, and that's the carrot and the stick for the entire experience, really, isn't it? It's the thing that keeps you going, and that wasn't there in the beta. So that's a big thing to bear in mind. That one of the biggest differences is that there will be motivation to do these things.
So if you're asking this question purely out of your own benefit and not morally, why are we killing these monsters? That's the answer right there. It's so you can build better equipment to take down bigger monsters. Speaking of monsters, there's quite a lot of them in the Monster Hunter roster over a series of, this is the 5th primary title. Yeah. But there's a shitload of ultimate versions and things like that. In the last video, we spoke about this leaked list of monsters that came out in November, right? Anyway, this list ended up leaking. There was 44 monsters, and so far 21 monsters have either been officially mentioned, spotted in the trailers, or found in the beta.
Yeah.
All 21 of them have been in this list. So it looks like this list, which we can't show, but you might be able to find it on the internet somewhere, is indeed an accurate representation of the base game monsters. So they have announced that there will be further monsters added for free, of course, in future updates. But 44 big monsters is still quite a lot. You mentioned in the offers about Horizon Zero Dawn. You said, how many monsters does that have? Well, I found out if you don't include the corrupt versions of them, and the Fire Bellowback and the Freeze Bellowback, if you include them as the same monster, there's 18 monsters in Horizon Zero Dawn.
Well, I guessed about 15.
Yeah,
and that's how it feels.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. This is a little bit different now, because how long does it take to kill a Watcher in Horizon Zero Dawn? how long does it take to kill an Adjanath? It's like these monsters, you learn inside out because you're killing them over and over again because you want to make a whole suit of armor out of them. You'll be revisiting old monsters. But because of that, there's a lot of familiarity with these monsters and a lot of fan favorites, and you grow, I don't want to say attached to them, but like there's a lot of monsters that people enjoy hunting. So the roster's really important to Monster Hunter. It's a big thing, and the list's looking pretty good. There are some new monsters that are coming out, but it's got like quite a lot of classics. It's got that piece of shit Kirin in there. Obviously, there's Rathalos and stuff like that. But so far, the list's looking accurate, and it's very exciting if all of the things in there come true. So that's the monster roster thing I want to talk about. If you're a returning player, you'll know that. If you're not, what the fuck have I just talked about for 2 minutes? Isn't it? You know what I mean?
Well, that's my question. But that's that is often my question, to be honest. What the fuck is Jake on about?
And it makes sense later, right?
So maybe you can. Well, sometimes maybe you can answer this for me, right? The co-op experience that we had was not exactly smooth because of the key system. You have to input a key, which is quite an old-fashioned way of doing it, and then you join that person's game. So you'd create a server, essentially. You'd give me the key, and then I'd join the game with you. And at the end of the game, it kind of defaulted to this option of, oh, great, you've killed the monster. Do you want to go or do you want to stay? And it kind of defaulted to, do you want to I'll go, right? Where the change in the full game is that option at the end is going to be completely different. It's not going to be, do you want to go, do you want to stay? It's going to be, how do you want to stay? Do you want to go back to camp or do you want to go back to the town? And if you choose go back to camp, you can still explore the area. It's quite, that's your chance to free roam, right?
This is quite a cool feature. It's called expedition mode. So in the beta, there's a 20-minute cap on the maps, right? In the average, you're going to be 90% of the time dealing with 50-minute caps. That's been confirmed. But there's also this expedition mode, which is like essentially a free roam mode. There's no time limit, and
which it definitely needs. The map is begging to be explored.
Exactly. You don't have to. You can unlock free roam mode directly from the village. You don't have to do it after you've hunted the monster. But either way, you can go free roaming around the maps. Why do that? Well, you can do little quests like go fishing, catch bugs and all that shit. You can catch animals to keep as pets in your house because you get a house in the city. But there's also like big monsters you can hunt with no time limit, which is cool. There's a little bit of a time limit in the sense that the monsters will eventually get bored and leave. So you don't have like a 50-minute hard cap there, but it'll say like, Diablos is leaving or whatever. Yeah. But that's a feature that a lot of people have been asking. Loads of people that are new to Monster Hunter or don't know much about Monster Hunter have been asking, well, is there a free roam mode? Well, the answer you're saying is yeah. And back to co-op. Yeah, you had a hard time with, we all did, obviously, but we had this, like, awkward thing where, so I set up a server, like a lobby sort of thing. For you guys to join, I had to go on WhatsApp or whatever, send you the key, which was different every time, and it was never something I could customize. It was like a Wi-Fi default password.
And it was like 12 characters or something.
And it was uppercase, lowercase, I don't know if that mattered or not. It wasn't great, especially because me and Liam stuck together every time you getting booted, and you had to join back again. Not ideal. Monster Hunter is a game where, like, if you've got an Overwatch team or you've got a Call of Duty squad or whatever, they're probably the best people you can play with, right? You want to play with your friends and things like that. And that didn't seem very accessible in the beta. But in the main game, there's going to be squads, which are like guilds or clans, and you can invite people to that. They can join, and then there'll be clan lobbies or squad lobbies, should I say? Clan only matchmaking. You can do it with the press of a button.
Clan only matchmaking.
Exactly. If you you can join more than one of these as well, So if you can select one at a time. So I don't know. Say you're part of a bigger clan of like 500 people or whatever the limit will be. You can join lobbies where you'll only be doing that. So there could be communities, maybe English or Chinese or German players might want to play with someone that has the same first language as them for communication reasons, and they can do that. Or you can play on the flip side with complete randoms. If you're not fortunate enough to have any friends that are online right now, haven't got the game, you can do that in the beta as well. That happened with me. I played with this Chinese guy. I think he was Chinese. He had like the Hansu characters there, that's right. I wrote down how to pronounce that and everything, so I don't appear ignorant, and that was fun. But playing with you guys was great, and the fact that we can do that as squads now and just be able to click invite is something that a lot of people were talking about in the beta, how fucking bullshit that co-op was.
It was it just wasn't very well implemented. It just needs to be a bit smoother.
It's just archaic, really, wasn't it?
It really was
very old-fashioned.
That's the right word for it. And the whole beta really had this sense of like one session and you're done feel to it. And because the progression wasn't there, and so that it was built for a quick dipping in to see what it was about. Which is it's a beta, of course it was. So that's going to be a big change for the game. Yeah. So let's talk about the map, I guess, a little bit. That's one thing I thought. The map, it was all laid bare and open. You can go wherever you want. It's broken into zones, which I guess in the old games would have been like there was loading screens between them.
Yeah. It's all seamless now.
Yeah.
So now it is basically big open world kind of areas. It's not just one coherent world the whole game, but there are a series of large open areas
that's right,
to go into. But in the beta, that was all revealed, as with many things. Like you could just pick any kind of weapon that you wanted and whatever, and it just gave you a menu of enemies to go and hunt. It also gave you just this map that was fully explored already. In the base game, you're going to have to reveal the map as you go. You're going to have to play through, and the map will be grayed out. It'll have the fog of war on it.
Yeah,
you have to go see what's there. Exploration, right? Which is, again, a huge part of the game. So that's something that you didn't really get to experience properly, I guess. But again, the time limit comes into that as well. So you couldn't really just run around the map and see what's going on in different places. Yeah. Because the timer wouldn't really allow it for very long anyway.
I guess you had that thing as well where like every time you restarted the beta, you had to meet your character again. So if it did that and every time it cleared your knowledge of the map and you had to go through the fog of war, it'd probably be a bit annoying. But
exactly. But that's how it'll be different.
Yeah, you're totally right. So it gives more room for that, and it's quite a satisfying feeling, isn't it? Going into Monster Hunter. Liam's played quite a lot of Monster Hunter games, and go to a new area for the first time. You feel like you're exploring it when you don't know what's around the corner. You know what I mean?
You might accidentally stumble upon the monster's nest, like way before you're meant to.
Yeah, exactly.
And you just have to like sort of run for your life, get out there.
Yeah. It's also like the map gives away some, like biomes. Like even a deserty area, there might be like a river or a swamp or a lake. You know what that is when you've got the map all revealed, and that was a nice surprise to stumble upon in previous games. And surely that's going to give some people some oh shit moments.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's really nice. I think one of the best things about that is exploration, and the fact that that's in the main game is business as usual, which is good.
So a couple of other things before we finish. Then quest structure. There is going to be a campaign, full on kind of
40 to 50 hours. They've said. That's for single player content. That's not including any of the like multiplayer quests and the G rank quests, which are quite like the end game raidy type stuff that you're meant to co-op up for.
Yes.
And all the quests will be co-op as well, but like I said earlier, they'll be scaled.
Like Liam's saying, and there's solo and multiplayer quests normally. Liam's totally right with the G rank and that. Like you could probably try it solo, but good luck. But now the addition is like you were saying it earlier, the beta gives you this sort of one monster and you're gone sort of feeling. You can play the whole single player campaign co-op if you want, and everything is scalable to co-op, which I think is great because there's a very clean cut solo feel and multiplayer feel in the Monster Hunter games. So that's I guess that's how a lot of people played it. They got to know the ropes playing alone, and then towards the end when they were experienced, they could jump into these G rank quests with other players. But now that is something that you could, if you want to split, just wait until all of the people in your squad are online and only play the game with your squad. It's something that you could totally do, and it's something I can imagine is going to be something very beneficial. The good bonding exercise for, like I'm saying, like Overwatch teams that want something a little bit different. Could do a multiplayer campaign of that, and I think that is something that I'm looking forward to.
And there's also this, on a last note, I guess, there's also this hub world, which you've mentioned a few times already, but there's like the town or the city, I guess, where you can go back to in co-op, I guess. Can you go back together to that?
I don't know if it's a social thing, to be honest. That's one of the things I'm not sure about. Any of the gameplay bits I've seen, which is quite limited really, are people like Arix Gaming, who was invited out to Osaka to play it, and he was playing it by himself. So I didn't know if that's something you can explore with friends or with the squad. But like you're saying, there's these cities and villages you can go to. And
I feel like it's if you're going to have a house, what's the point unless you can show it to people? You know what I mean? I feel like if maybe you could go there with your party or something like that.
I think in the older games there was like a separate dedicated social space. It was like a guild hall type thing. But as far as I remember, you couldn't take other people back to like the
crib.
The crib.
Yeah. That was because it was just like pretty generic.
Yeah.
Same place.
Okay.
It's not like an MMO where you can buy a house. That's your house. It's just like here's the player spot on the map, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
We had 10 guys on the dev team who were doing nothing for a couple of months, so we just put them on the house creation thing.
Well, on this one, they've put about 20 people on house creation because you can get multiple houses.
Right.
Well, you can only own one at a time, but there's 5 or 6 houses in the
different
city.
ones to choose from.
There's different ones you can get, and I think some of them are expensive. In the houses, what can you do? Well, you can, like I'm saying, you can get pets that you can find in a free roam area, like bugs and stuff like that. I don't think you can have any like really cool ones. You get like a little butler cat that goes around calling you Meowster, and he gives you access to the training room if you want to try out new combos. And it's just to show off your tails and skulls of enemies.
This is what I mean. It's essential. That's like a game like Destiny is like dressing up is half of it, because like you're in a social area. There's a reason. There's kind of a little small reason. A lot. The reason there's a huge amount of thing with the Eververse. The only reason people are talking about that at all is that it does matter in some way what you look like, because you don't really get performance improvements or whatever from the Eververse, but you do get like cosmetics. You get all kinds of different cosmetics there, and it is important to a game like this. So that's just why I wondered, like, if I've got a house, can I not show it to you?
I suspect that they will be conscious of that. They seem to be very conscious of what other people are doing. Notably with the lack of loot boxes and things like that. But they're adding in daily bonuses of this game, like how Battlefront's doing it with like you log in and you get a crate. On this, you log in and you get something. So it seems like they're taking
not a loot crate, hopefully, but
not a loot crate, and nothing that you have to pay for with microtransactions, which is good. But what I'm saying is, because they are quite conscious of how other people are doing this sort of long form game that you log in a lot with, maybe they'll be taking some notes from. Well, even Call of Duty had a social space this time around, didn't it? The loot box for Dunkirk Beach. So who knows? To be honest, it could very well be the case, and it's more likely than not, I would say.
Yeah, okay, so there you go. That's Monster Hunter World, and that's the differences, I guess. So the main headline differences that we wanted to talk about between the beta and what you may have experienced in the beta and what you can expect from the full game, which is out on January the 26th. On what platforms is it?
It's PlayStation 4, Xbox One. The PC version, I don't think it's coming until it's either March or April, but it certainly
it's been delayed.
It certainly isn't.
But it is on the way on the PC as well. So there you go, Monster Hunter World. Cheers.